The big news story 1 year from today will be the Republican National Convention, and all eyes will be on Tampa. Our Brendan McLaughlin is live at the St. Pete Times Forum, and Brendan, that countdown has begun.
That's right, Linda. We did the math, too, and taking into account leap year, it's exactly 367 days until the convention comes to town, plus about 2 hours. Now, even though it's that far away, law enforcement has been getting ready for this for at least the last 6 months. We're told by the Tampa Police and the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office that they may have to dedicate as half of their officers to the downtown area just to keep the peace. Our Jeff Butera is inside the St. Pete Times Forum, and he's been looking into some details on that security issue. Jeff?
Well, Brendan, they are learning from their past. They have talked to law enforcement in Philadelphia, which hosted the RNC in 2000. They have talked to law enforcement in New York City, which hosted in 2004. And they flew in law enforcement from St. Paul, Minnesota, which hosted in 2008 and had a rough time. Protests on the streets of St. Paul got out of hand, and Bay Area law enforcement took notice.
We're going back and looking at their issues.
Fixing those issues will be one of the keys as Tampa Police and the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office team up to keep people safe on the streets outside the Forum, and the Secret Service does the same inside. Right now, they're taking crowd management training and buying crowd control equipment for the 3,000 to 4,000 officers and deputies who may work down here. It's a huge venture.
It's going to be a Super Bowl times 10.
Why 10 times greater than a Super Bowl at Ray J? Well, law enforcement says it's not just a game day crowd for one day. It's a game day crowd for 1, 2, 3, 4 consecutive days downtown at the Forum.
The Super Bowl is a one-day event with some ancillary parties and other events, but this is a 4-day event, so it's a little interesting.
But as we learned in St. Paul, a dangerous one too, which is why they want everyone to know this.
If you come down here and protest within your First Amendment rights, we'll protect you. But if you break the law, no matter what you're doing, you're going to be arrested, and we're going to be swift with that.
Now, TPD and HCSO are still trying to figure out the exact numbers on how much they can staff down here outside of the Forum, while also still policing the rest of the city and the county, which they still have to do. They're probably going to need to bring in other law enforcement from other Florida cities and counties to get the job done. Brendan, back to you.
All right, thank you, Jeff. Well, just like law enforcement, the host committee here is trying to come up with ideas how they can make this the best event it can possibly be. They're going to look at the successes and the failures of other host cities. This was held, the Republicans held their convention 3 years ago in Minneapolis, St. Paul. I had a chance to talk to my colleague, the political reporter at the ABC television station in Minneapolis, and I asked him, I said, what is the one thing that folks up there would do differently if they had a chance to do it over again? And his answer was to make it more friendly, more accessible to the local community.
A lot of the people in the Twin Cities really, unless they saw the convention on TV, really didn't get a taste of the convention because they were kind of dissuaded from even going anywhere near the XL Energy Center where the convention took place, because all you had was law enforcement and then the convention goers being bussed in. And in terms of there being a festive atmosphere around the convention center, that really just didn't happen.
That was Tom Hauser from Minneapolis. Now, you can be sure that the local host committee and folks talking to those people up in Minneapolis to learn their lessons. And you can learn more about all the preparations leading up to this convention by going to our website, abcactionnews.com/links. Between now and the convention in August of 2012, we'll be covering the race itself and all the logistics that surround this huge event. So for now, I'm Brendan McLaughlin, live at the St. Pete Times Forum.